Okay, this should be interesting. I'm gonna turn on the inputs as well so we can see certain things. This is actually great because we get to see the inputs here. And normally we wouldn't be able to see that, right? I'm just gonna turn on the inputs, but nothing else, okay? I think this should be good. Okay, so there we go. This is a top 8, by the way. First match in top 8. Daigo versus Tokido. It's first to 3. And you can see like how both of these players know each other very, very well, and the spacing. Notice how there are really few jumps as well. I think this is like something to really pay attention to when it comes to getting consistent results. Street Fighter V is a game that really, like, if you get like this one lucky jump in, you can really win off of that. But top players, they don't want to take these chances. They want to establish a win by playing a strong footsie battle instead. And you'll see that here perfectly. Tokido did not YOLO anything to get Daigo into the corner. And basically he had a guess for the game, right? He almost had Daigo stunned, and Daigo did not jump to this was the first jump, okay? After 45 seconds. So I think this is kind of important to notice the amount of consistency these players add here. And that's basically it for Tokido. And all of the approaches are taken... The decision making is purely from the point of view of being consistent. Anything that adds inconsistency is bad, essentially. And this is why you shouldn't play V-Trigger 2 with Ryu, for example. This is a guessing game, by the way. Like take a look at that. Here, Tokido can actually challenge Daigo to go for an EX flash kick if he cancels into the red fireball. And you'll see later on that Daigo will punish this properly because this is not a true block string, so you can interrupt this one. This is quite interesting. Why did Daigo delay the medium punch? In the first round to finish off, he shimmied with, he basically shimmied, right? I think he did a non-moving shimmy. Tokido was worried about getting thrown or something like that. But I'm not... Was it point blank? I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter though. Like, take a look at that. Take a look at that. That was like classic Daigo right here. In this entire top 8. Bam! I don't want to explain the non-moving shimmy right now, but... Will regularly DP work to interrupt the string? Yes, I think so. Yes, it should work. I think Ryu's heavy DP should work in that spot. Anyways, here. This is what Daigo is known for this in this tournament, right? Like, this is actually kind of crazy for him to do that and to be so consistent about it. That was just YOLO from... Tokido was looking for a Sonic Boom. It did not come, but Daigo happened to walk into this, and you wouldn't believe how often this happened to me. So yeah, this is a bad spot for Daigo, but pay attention to how he's not taking any major risk. He's fine being in the corner right here, and he's choosing his spots very wisely to challenge. And he's just playing the ground game, even though he's cornered. This is how you win a CPT match. This was a risky dash in from Daigo. And there we go. Like, this was the, like, once again, one of those rare jump ins. Daigo tried to anti-air with Crouching Fierce, but he was simply too late. And yeah, that's actually going to cost Daigo this entire round. Frame data, please. Should I turn on frame data? Like, the screen will be very much... Should I turn it on? I could turn it on. Okay, so let's turn on attack data. And there you go. See that? Daigo interrupts these strings right here. But this is also like, this is not easy to do at all. And it requires... You need to be ready for that. See, Tokido jumps right here. And like, take a look at that. Daigo is controlling the ground game so badly, Tokido feels like he needs to jump. He gets anti-aired right here, and he's in a bad spot. After 22 seconds, Daigo has a firm life lead, right? And this is purely because he's getting outplayed on the ground, because Daigo is just playing this immaculate ground game. This was a great Tatsu, though, through the boom. This was kind of sad. Daigo tried to combo the Sonic Boom into the sweep. He didn't quite get it. And, well, classic Tokido, he's going to take advantage of that situation. And this is quite interesting. Okay, so this is the situation that we talked about earlier. Let's take a look at how we got here, okay? So... Daigo is in did a back roll because he wants to make sure to make it as difficult as possible for Tokido to get Oki right here, right? But he knows Tokido basically has a gamble here. He can force Daigo to guess between a demon and a regular attack, like a crouching medium punch combo, something like that. That was the guess right here, okay? Crouching medium punch or demon. If you hold up in this spot, you get hit by the crouching medium punch, but you avoid the demon, right? If you hold down back, you can block the crouching medium punch, but you'll get hit by the demon, right? And Daigo is not willing to take that gamble, so he just EX flash kicks here, because he's guessing Tokido is going to go with one of those two options, because those are strong options. And yeah, and then punish. This is like a great opportunity to see someone who actually knows how to finish someone else off properly. So yeah, that was great by Daigo. Very well deserved first match. It was not easy to kill after dodging the demon there. Match number 2 in the CPT top 8. It's 1-0 for Daigo at this point. And Tokido is very much motivated to win this, as you can see right here. Tokido is really lucky here because Daigo, like, take a look at that. Take a look at that. I'm not sure why Daigo does not challenge in this instance. Because, as you can see, he's in a +6 situation right here. And he doesn't punish this, and I've seen this multiple times, and I can't imagine Daigo just doesn't know how to punish it, and I also can't imagine like Guile not having a 6-frame normal to punish this with. So that's odd. But let me see. Let's see. Let's take a look at that again. He does a delayed crouching medium kick for some reason. This is really weird. This is really weird to me, but hey, whatever. Pay attention to how Daigo is willing to not, like he got shimmied the first time. Take a look at that. That was a shimmy, right? So late tech would have been deadly here. He doesn't bite. Tokido would have confirmed that from this crouching medium kick. And this time, this is the first jump that Daigo chooses in this set, right? To jump out of the corner instead of just to stay there. And he gets punished immediately. So even though this is not an option that Daigo chose very frequently, Tokido was immediately ready to punish it properly. Dragon Boy, enjoy your gifted sub. I guess now you can sub. This was a really brave tech, by the way, because you have to understand the mindset that's going on here. It's very, very common to get shimmied in this instance, because if you get thrown and you get stunned off of a throw, you'll get unscaled damage essentially, right? And this is a perfect opportunity where people usually shimmy. And Daigo still has the balls to tech in this instance. I mean, he could have died. It's technically a 50-50, but I still wanna... It's kind of important to understand how interesting his decision-making is. He's willing to do both. He's willing to tech, and he's willing to just hold down back for a long time and take the throw. I think it's a mistake that I still do against a lot of characters where I'm just not willing to tech because I'm too afraid of getting annihilated. That was a really good challenge. This was a challenge in Daigo's favor because he's getting rid of the stun gauge right here, right? And now he can, even though he's at a life deficit, he technically has a chance to make this comeback here. But yeah, Tokido too strong. By the way, this right here, this is -4. Let's take a look at that again. Why is this only -3? Is this always -3? Maybe it is. I guess I don't see this move very frequently. I guess this is only -3, so Ryu wouldn't even be able to punish this one. Tokido, though, can, because the jab, standing jab of Tokido, of Akuma is 3 frames. Yeah, it's -3 apparently. Wow, I didn't know that. I guess I don't get hit by that from close up enough to know the frame data properly. Interesting, yeah. But yeah, Akuma can punish this with jab. Jab Tatsu. Tokido knows this. Punished immediately. Like, this is a crazy hit confirm. Like, I don't... Like, the fact that Tokido hit confirms this is absolutely insane. You don't have a lot of frames to do this one. But yeah, there we go. He gets shimmied right here. He decides to take a throw again. And this time around, he was wrong.
Round 2.
I wish I could understand these -1, -3, +6 things. I did a tutorial on frame data. It's a bit old and a bit poorly made, but maybe you can check it out on YouTube. I'll probably do a better one at some point. But yeah, let's take a look at here. It's always going to be, yeah, take a look at that. Daigo with the crouching medium kick, making sure Tokido cannot go in right here. So he has to keep his distance, and that opens up the Sonic Boom game. That was really risky from Tokido right there. Like, he just made a guess right here that Daigo is going to go in this instance. If that was blocked, that would have been punished. So that's how you can see these two players play each other a lot. Daigo with crouching medium punch anti-air. Like, it's really risky to do that. It's not consistent at all, but Daigo knows his shit. Yeah, crouching jab anti-air. This is unbelievable footsies. Like, take a look at that. Daigo walks up into Akuma's face. Tokido tries to challenge with a medium kick, and he recognized that Daigo did a last-second block, so that was strong. Then he throws out one move that is outside of the range, and he gets immediately... Like, take a look at that. That's footsies. Daigo walks back, makes this crouching medium kick whiffs, and then punishes it with a sweep. This is really difficult to do. And I can't even understand how they are doing this. This is online. This is not offline. Okay. Now, and this right here must have been an input error. Like, let's take a look at the input from Daigo right here. Why does he do the bazooka knee here? It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Yeah, take a look at that. I think Daigo was trying to go for a crouching light kick, but he got a forward light kick instead. Delay throw bait. He didn't delay it though. Maybe reading a backdash, that would have been... Okay, reading a backdash, that could have been it. But not delay tech, because it was just a meaty bazooka knee. This right here was a guess for the game, by the way. Daigo chooses to throw Sonic Boom into V-Trigger activation. If Tokido gets hit right here, he dies. Right? And on top of that, it's safe. This is, again, like... And then he shimmies with the... Take a look at that. This what happened earlier, right? Where Daigo did a delayed crouching medium punch into the Sonic Booms, right? This time around, Tokido does not tech, so he doesn't get hit by this. Using the mini booms as a shield. It's unbelievable how... This was really unlucky though. Like, take a look at how unlucky this is. First of all, Tokido takes these booms to the face, which is really bad. And then Daigo dashes in... this is what I like to call the beginner mistake. But apparently even top players do that, right? And it always feels bad. You throw a boom at a distance where you think you're safe from the, like, it looks like it's safe to throw the boom here and then dash up to apply pressure, right? But it's not. It's not safe. And Daigo chooses to dash because he didn't react, or he couldn't react to the fact that Tokido jumped there. He dashes right into the fist. This is what happened here. And honestly, you need to preemptively see this situation happening. You need to know that there's a chance your opponent might jump and then he gets to punish your dash in. I watched the 10-0 versus Tokido. Daigo did the knee a lot in the situation to beat Tokido's habit of backdashing. Okay, interesting. It's really interesting because it's really punishable if you're wrong. Okay, match number 3 in the first of 3. The score is 1-1 right now. So let's take a look at what happens in the third match right here. It's really like it must be so annoying to be Guile and to get blown up for Sonic booming like that here. And take a look at that. Take a look at that. Take a look at this. So Daigo late teched, but he still held down back, so he still had charge, and he had. This is where I want to teach you something as well, okay? This is something that only top players do, and this is how you notice you're playing against a top player. How do you notice you're playing against a top player? Any regular player would tech right here and just block the incoming attack afterwards, okay? But Daigo is not a regular player. What he's doing is he's expecting his throw to whiff, and this is really important mindset. Every single time you throw in Street Fighter 5, like whether it's offensively or defensively as a late tech, you expect the throw to whiff. And that sets you up to react to the next thing that is going to happen. So, and I can tell you why. If your expectation is, my opponent is somehow going to dodge this because he's going to neutral jump or he's going to backdash, then you're setting your mind up to react to whatever is happening afterwards. If your expected outcome is you're going to tech a throw, you won't be able to react to this neutral jump, and that's a big problem. So it's not a big deal if you happen to tech the throw and you were looking for a neutral jump in this instance, because if the unexpected outcome of you teching a throw happens, there's nothing that happens in the game where like you need to where your attention is required. But in this instance, if your expectation is the throw tech is somehow gonna whiff, then you're able to anti-air in this spot. That's the mental trick that you have to play on yourself in order to do this. You always expect a throw to whiff. That's the trick. This is quite an interesting challenge from Daigo. Take a look at that. So here, there's a cancel into the medium Shakunatsu Hadoken, and he challenges it with a back fist. Right? It's quite interesting. I'm not sure if he's doing this on purpose, but it happened multiple times. And apparently Daigo knows this is a trade, and the trade is fine because it gets him out of trouble. Those medium punches, by the way, whenever people ask me, Jimmy, why are you whiffing normals mid-screen when your opponent is not in range? Why is Daigo doing the medium punches there? There, see that medium punch? Here again. Because he's trying to trick Tokido into doing a medium Tatsu through Sonic Boom. In order to do the medium Tatsu through Sonic Boom, you don't have a lot of reaction time. So what players will usually do is they will react to any kind of change in animation and assume a Sonic Boom is coming, because that's the only thing that makes sense from this spot, right? And that's how you can trick someone to jump in on you on something that you did that they thought was going to be a fireball. If you're the type of player that thinks your opponent always guesses your fireball timing, it's probably because you're not baiting your opponent with fake fireballs like that. Okay, that's how you do it. And by the way, Tokido took the bait on the second medium punch. But pay attention to that. That's the first one. He did not take the bait. But on the second one, he did happen to jump. At least this is ridiculous. I don't even know what to say about that. Like, take a look at that. Crouching medium kick. Then the standing medium kick of Tokido whiffs, and then he gets whiff punished. It's just perfect spacing. This time around, he didn't quite get it. Take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. See, like, he was just slightly off, and then medium kick connected. Tokido could have done light Tatsu there as a buffer, but he didn't. But once again, medium punch whiffs, sweep punish immediately. Here's a back fist to the face. See that? He thought a throw was coming, he teched, and he's getting annihilated for it right now. But this time, like, take a look at that. Take a look at that. This is also like how you can see you're playing against a top player. Daigo techs this throw attempt, even though, like, a second before, he got absolutely annihilated for trying to tech a throw, right? And the reason why he's doing that is not because he didn't see what happened, it's because he needs to stay unpredictable, okay? Tokido's trying to set up a throw right here. Like, he punished a throw tech, and then he thought, okay, next time he's not going to do that anymore because I just punished him. And Tokido shows, Daigo shows right here that he's not willing to get conditioned. The moment you get conditioned, you lose the match, right? You cannot be predictable. So this is very important to see as well. And ready for the anti-air, as always. Now he has some room to throw some booms. But this was such a smart, like, take a look at that jump. That was a perfect jump by Tokido, right? Because Daigo cannot anti-air this, and on top of that, he's gaining a lot of ground. And more importantly, the moment Tokido gets to the ground right here, Daigo currently does not have access to Sonic Booms, because only one Sonic Boom can be on the screen at any given time. And Tokido knows this. So right now, there's no reason to be scared of another Sonic Boom happening. So this is a good spot for Tokido to be in. It's one of the rare moments where you know a Sonic Boom cannot be coming right now. Okay? It's quite interesting. Tokido chooses to hang back, though, in this instance. He's not going in, which is interesting as well, though. But here he does. And once again, like, throw Sonic Boom into V-Trigger. In case you get hit here, you just die. And this is another really smart thing from Tokido. Like, take a look at that. Daigo is in a +7 situation right here. Plenty of frames to do whatever you want to. So this is a scary situation for Tokido. Daigo knows V-Trigger is active from Akuma, so he's scared of a meterless Shoryuken that will give him Oki, and a guess for the game, by the way. So he's not willing to challenge here. So Tokido presses a button, even though he's in a -7 situation, right? He presses a button because he's expecting Daigo to not have the balls to pressure him here. So this is how you can take advantage of a Shoryuken that you basically... This is the power of a Shoryuken right here, okay? If you have a Shoryuken, an invincible DP stocked like this, then it gives you leverage to press buttons in situations where you normally wouldn't get away with it. So yeah, that's how he diffused the situation. But now the situation is really bad because he's running out of meter. Daigo is in full control of the screen because of the sonic booms here, and then he gets hit by a random boom. So that was quite unfortunate, to be honest. But just pay attention to what Daigo does here. He starts the round with a back fist, and then he holds down back, doing nothing. And then the moment Tokido, like, take a look at that. What is Tokido doing here, by the way? Take a look at the subtle movement right here, okay? Tokido takes like a frame or two where he walks forward, okay? Why is he doing this? This is very, very subtle, okay? He's walking forward right here, just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Now he's walking back again. And the reason why he's doing that is because he wants Daigo to do a sonic boom right here. Okay, the visual cue for the sonic boom was the couple of frames where Tokido walked forward, right? Because a normal Guile player would immediately think, okay, I have to stop him walking forward, so now it's time to throw the boom, right? Because it's gonna land in his face. Tokido walks back to bait the boom, and then he would have done a Tatsu through it. That was the plan, okay? That was the plan right here. It did not happen though. Daigo is just literally just holding down back in this spot. It's kind of funny. So he's not getting baited at all. So now Tokido goes in again, and then like take a look at that. He does it again. He does it again. That was the first time. Now he's walking forward again, just in range for a boom. Just in range for Daigo to do something here. And now he's walking outside the range again. And still Daigo is not taking the bait here. Okay? See the subtle, like the plan, it's like 2 seconds in a CPT match, right? But there's so much going on already, even though all you're seeing is one player holding down back and the other one pressing forward and backwards. And there's a lot of shit going on here. So he's not taking the bait, okay? He's not taking the bait, so Tokido decides right here, let's just go in and challenge. And now the boom comes. Do you see that? The moment he noticed Tokido gave up on the approach of baiting the sonic boom, that's when the sonic boom came. I'm not overanalyzing this, Harpcell. No. This is very deliberate. This is very, very deliberate. Okay? Another late tech from Daigo. Another medium punch to bait a Tatsu. Great whiff punish from Tokido right there, though. Like perfect spacing from Tokido right here. Bam. Footsies. The button choices here from Tokido are really great as well. The crouching jab prevents the jump out. And then Daigo shows how stubborn he is by just jumping a second time. It's kind of it's kind of interesting how this worked out. So now the plan for Tokido right here was to anti-air jab, so he gets a 50-50, and he kind of still gets it. I'm not quite sure though. It was kind of easy to see. Maybe I'm pretty sure he tried to dash under Daigo, but he couldn't make it because of the trade. But yeah, let's take a look at that situation again though. But Daigo, as a result, thinks a back throw is coming, so he wants to prevent that by walking backwards. Tokido instead chooses to crouching medium kick to catch him standing up. And then Daigo being brave with the wake up jab. Corner control for Daigo right here. This is a good example of a good moment to spend bar. One way to prevent the V-trigger activation from Tokido to be scary is if you're in a position to kill him with the next move, right? So it was a great decision to make sure you don't have to... This was really unfortunate. Let's take a look at this situation, okay? Let's take a look at this. The reason why Daigo chose to spend the CA is because it makes it a lot more likely for him to win the match, because he doesn't have to take any risk to do any damage, right? Just a little bit more and then he's good to go. And he happens to throw this one boom that he was so patient about this entire time, right? Guys, one fireball. We have the right emote now to show this was kind of unfortunate for Daigo. Tokido gets a chance to do damage, and pay attention to like how Tokido does this. Instead of blowing everything on this, he goes for a reset instead. Like, take a look at that. So he goes for this reset. He could have done a bit more damage here, but instead he chooses to set up a demon right here. Okay, set up a demon so Daigo, because the combo either way would not have killed if he had spent all of his resources right here. It would not have killed, so it's not worth it. So Tokido chooses go for the reset, fake a demon right here. Daigo chooses to back jump because of the demon, and then Tokido tries to punish it with a CA instead. But he's just a little bit late on it, so it doesn't work. And that's unfortunate. And Daigo kills him with that. So yeah, it was just a little bit too late on that. Maybe because of lag. Honestly, because you see that setup from Tokido quite frequently. So honestly, it was probably because of lag. Daigo is up 2-1 in the set. It's a first of 3 set. So this is the final match between the two. So let's see how this is gonna go down. Notice how rarely Daigo uses the back fist, and in the last match that we analyzed, Daigo was just willing to hold down back this entire time, right? And now Tokido chooses to throw a fireball from this range. It's kind of funny how easy people get blown up for throwing a single fireball, right? And then that's the exact moment when the back fist is gonna completely destroy him there. So yeah, take a look at that. This is just horrible situation for Tokido. And like Daigo is just completely annihilating him with these crazy whiff punishes. Bam. Corner control. Like, notice how Daigo did not take a single risk so far. And like normally you see people getting cornered like that after like a lucky jump in or something like that, right? But no, this was just perfect gameplay on the ground that took him 8 seconds to get Tokido into a spot where he might literally lose the round off of the next mix-up. And Tokido does well to get out of the corner right here, but any mistake there could have cost him this round. Man, like, take a look at the control that Daigo has right here. Tokido does not want to jump here. Great confirm. Now this is a chance, and Daigo knows this, and whenever you have a chance, Daigo annihilates your chance right here, okay? So honestly, this was a crazy risk to take. And this is exactly why it's worth doing this from time to time. Sometimes, like, when this gamble right here does not work out, people are going to be like, why do you gamble the entire match on this read right here? It's not worth it, just block. And this is where you really have to understand that this is not something you can do. You cannot just be predictable all the time. And it's a key element of being a top player to show your opponent that you're willing to take these gambles. Not because you're scared of the mix-up or whatever, you're just showing that you're not willing to get conditioned on anything. And that he's the one who needs to be scared of these options, right? And this is really important. The moment you stop doing that, that's the moment you lose. You can't win if you become predictable. So yeah. That's really nice though of Tokido. Like, take a look at that. Tokido's like, okay, I'm just gonna walk up and throw you there. But yeah, Daigo is like in perfect control of this. Already the life lead as well. In fact, actually it's really even here. but even as bad for Tokido. Because he does not have the life. Like, he can't just get these trades all the time. And yeah, Daigo is clearly in control of this. But yeah, there we go. One Sonic Boom, one Bad Boom. And you're in the corner. And Tokido, like, this is a perfect example as well here, right here. Tokido just got hit earlier from this EX Flash Kick, right? But he's still willing to challenge with medium punches, right? Because he wants to show as well, hey, I'm not scared of your EX Flash Kick. If you want to stay in this game, you have to keep using it. And that's exactly what Daigo does. There we go, another anti-air right there. That's really unfortunate for Daigo. He lost a lot of ground. Like, take a look at how much ground he lost. He jumps back, which loses him a lot of ground, and then he sits on that fireball, which loses him even more ground. Then he has to back roll and block this fireball, which gives Tokido a lot of dash-ins, right? Now he pops raw. Now this raw pop-up is was designed to catch a boom, by the way. Tokido was guessing Daigo was gonna throw a Sonic Boom right here, because if he had done that, he would have been able to do a Shoryuken right through that boom from this distance. So that was the idea behind that pop-up. But instead, nothing happens, so he sets up the, well, the guessing game right here. This is a strong... Could have also Tatsu'd, right? Depends on, yeah, maybe Tatsu instead, right? Yeah, Super Noob, I think you're right. Tatsu, maybe. Anyways, this is a good spot for Tokido to be in because Daigo has no life, and he has to take a couple of mix-ups right here. There's nothing he can do about those fireballs, so he has to backdash them. And Daigo finds the perfect moment to jab. Like, take a look at how perfectly timed this jab was. He backdashes the fireballs, then he waits a little bit before that fire, because that fireball is still active, the one on the ground. The moment he disappears, that fireball disappears, an immediate jab Sonic Boom for the win. Actually, it's not for the win, is it? No, it's not for the win, but almost. But now, the situation has actually shifted back into Daigo's favor. This is actually kind of scary, because Daigo got hit by the fireball, and now he's in chip range. Right? So this is really scary. And I think Tokido realizes this right there, and that's why he's undecided on what to do next. He's clearly undecided on what to do here. So he tries to do a last-second jump, but he fails to do that, which potentially makes it so that Daigo can win this round. It's quite interesting how he got hit there. This knockdown is kind of crucial right here. And now, like, Daigo is desperately trying to avoid chip damage right here. Both players know. So, Tokido gives up the chip damage potential right here in favor of a surprise get-in attack. And he gets it with this. Bam. Really smart gameplay, actually, from him. Tokido's not in chip range. This was not chip range for Tokido. He was outside of it still. Daigo would have needed to land like a block jump into like a string that deals a little bit of gray life right here. This was a scary situation, and Tokido chooses to spend a single bar as a surprise factor, which was really strong. It also lets him start this round with a lot of resources. Very smart. Footsie battle as always. Daigo is just like, I can't believe the challenge here. Bam, jab. He messes up his string though. This is very difficult to get enough charge in time to do a flash kick. So he does jab. So because he's not... So he tried to do EX Sonic Boom. We can see that in the inputs, right? So he messed up and nothing happens. But yeah, not a big deal. Good whiff punish by Daigo. This is like really... Take a look at that situation right here. So Tokido was committing to a dive kick right here. He did not react to the fact that a sonic boom happened because he would have been able to punish that. But in his head, he already committed to the dive kick, which is why Daigo actually gets away with the big punish right here. That would have been big. Daigo was guessing a red fireball was coming. So EX flash kick. Good jump in to get some ground. Immaculate. Like, that sweep whiff punish was crazy. And there you go. See, that's what Daigo was guessing last time. He was guessing a red fireball like that. But in both instances, he's going to be fine if he EX flash kicks, so that's good. And see, this is the fireball that I was talking about earlier when someone said I'm overthinking the situation. Pay attention to this, okay? Because this is exactly what happened here. Tokido walks up at a certain range, and this is the range where Daigo chooses to Sonic Boom. Because it's the range where the Sonic Boom is not reactable. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. So this is what Tokido tried to bait earlier. This is exactly what happens here. Bam, he walks into the boom because he can't react to it. So mix up for Tokido. Daigo does not bite. Now he's not teching anymore. This is in favor of Daigo. And this is a really bad, rough spot for Tokido to be in. Like this is really bad because Daigo is about to get... Pay attention to what Tokido does here. Okay, he's not willing to throw out any more attacks. And why does he do that? Pay attention to the meter. Right here, he throws a single Shakunetsu fireball. Then Daigo blocks this, right? And the next fireball, if he had done another fireball, that would have activated V-Trigger. That would have made V-Trigger a thing. So Daigo knows that. Daigo knows that Tokido knows throwing a fireball, even on block, is gonna put him in a bad spot, so it's not gonna happen. So instead, Tokido is trying to gain some ground and tries to get the advantage by getting a close-up hit instead. That's the mindset that Tokido is in, and Daigo knows that. So this is what happens next, because he knows Tokido does not want to give him the V-Trigger. He's gonna come up and get hit by this. This is the mind game that is going on here. And perfect read from Daigo to finish up this 3-1 set. And that's what a top 8 match at a CPT should look like. Well deserved getting into winners finals with this performance. This was a very, very smart match.